Welcome to Put a Word on It, a podcast presented by Men of Valor. In each episode, we're going to talk with a different man, but each one with a unique journey from brokenness to freedom. I'm your host, Rudy Kalis. I spent over 40 years as a TV sportscaster, then retired and joined the Men of Valor program as a volunteer, so join the conversation. Reconciling men to God, their families, and society. Welcome to another edition of Put a Word on It, brought to you by Sage Spring Wealth Partners. They've been wonderful to our program for so many years, and we thank them so much. Well, there's a young man who walked into the room, and the minute he walked in, you could see on the back of his shirt, you can read it for yourself, but you could tell that in this case, this young man was an athlete. I want you to meet Anthony McRae, who's been through a gambit of things in his life, and he doesn't mind telling us all about it. Anthony, you walked in, I see heavy on the thank you, Lord. I said, man, he's got to be an athlete.
Oh, yeah.
And you were in high school.
Yes.
Tell us again who you ran against. You were track?
Tyreek Hill.
Of the Miami Dolphins.
Of the Miami Dolphins.
Could you outrun him?
Oh, no. That guy's fast.
So you ran track, played football too?
I played football.
What position in football?
I played receiver in high school. I played a little semi-pro in Clarksville. I played safety and cornerback.
So sports was your life growing up?
Oh, yeah, sports and animals.
Animals? Tell me about that.
I was raised in South Georgia on a 13-acre farm, a little small farm. We grew sugar cane. I had horses, cows, chickens, goats. I was in 4-H. I used to raise chickens and do poultry judging.
Look at you, farm young man, enjoying life with animals.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes people take them for granted. They can teach you a lot about life.
A lot about everything.
See, to me, like you had a great smile, like everything was good in your life.
Yeah.
Tell me about growing up.
Growing up was a little bit split. At about 12, I left from Clarksville with my mom. They had divorced younger in my life, but they finally got divorced like 2006. But I decided to go live with my dad. They put me out there in the country. I started getting older, started getting a little bit in trouble in school. So
so many guys get in trouble in school, Anthony. What happens?
Not focused, just not focused.
Were you a big-time athlete? Were you like a star a little bit?
I was out in track, yes, I was nice in track. But football, I was average, and my passion wasn't really in football. I just played it because it made my parents happy, my family happy.
But track was your thing?
Oh, track was my thing.
So you're in high school. Do you walk around like, I am somebody?
Oh, yeah. My coach used to, when I broke records, I broke some school records, and my coach would be like, Anthony McRae broke the record in triple jump and long jump and came in first place, won region, going to state, and he used to do that for me. I was really proud of myself.
So does pride begin to sneak in, little ego?
Ego does, like you untouchable, like you above everything. I needed to be humble, which that came a little bit later in life.
How does that lead to trouble?
Think you can get away, do whatever, and there's no consequences for your actions.
What kind of stuff did you do that got you trouble?
Guns and alcohol was my biggest.
Why guns, Anthony? You're an athlete.
Military. Living in the country, I grew up just hunting. I just always loved guns. Then I had caught a violent charge when I was out of my mind, and back in 2017.
You mean you attacked somebody?
Yeah, I was leaving the club, and I turned around and started engaging some people.
All right. How did it escalate? Did it lead to incarceration?
It did. I ended up getting 3 years probation, and then I got 3 years probation. The judge was in my favor. That was my first time ever getting in trouble, and it was crazy because I got out February 11, 2017, and it was March 4th, 2017 when I first caught my charge. And I don't know if it was just like I was diagnosed with PTSD in 2017, but I don't know if it was just the stress of me leaving the military with no plan or what it was. I started abusing alcohol even more than I already was because I've been drinking since 14. So I just was putting everything into that bottle.
Take me to the military. You went in the military when? Out of high school?
Straight out of high school.
Straight?
No,
why?
Actually, I take that back. I went to Austin Peay for a semester, and I failed out from drinking weed, marijuana.
All right. And here's Fort Campbell right up the road. You enlisted there in the Army?
Oh, no, I went back to Georgia. My mom convinced me to come back to Tennessee because I graduated from Georgia. My mom convinced me to come back to Tennessee. So I went to Austin Peay. I was going for nursing, and then I failed out that December. I went back to Georgia, and I signed up for the military.
You spent how much time?
In the military?
Yeah.
4 years.
Did you behave yourself in the military?
Oh, yeah.
Did you have issues then?
I did well in the military.
All right. So it's when you got out
is when I
that
got out.
the alcohol and all that stuff began to come happen? Because you were wondering, where am I going in life now?
Yeah,
right?
I had no plan. I just got out one day. I just woke up. It was coming to my ETS day. I wasn't getting things that I wanted. And I was just like, I'm just gonna get out, go back to college. I had felt like I had done everything I needed to do. I went to the military. I had a tour to Afghanistan in 2015, 2016. I just felt like I did everything. I was like, man, my granddad was a 20-year vet. Felt like I made him happy. I went and did something that other people wasn't doing. I was like, you know what? I want to be a kid. Like, not really a kid, but I want to enjoy my life. So I want to go back to school. But then it was just a drastic change when I got out and I got arrested.
And got arrested for the alcohol again, the drugs, and the guns, right?
Yeah, it was a gun charge.
Oh, man. So when do you wake up, Anthony? When all of a sudden, because at that time you don't know what you're going to do with your life.
It's taking me a while to wake up, and I think like Men of Valor is probably like the thing that's woken me up. Like I just turned 30 this year. I've had kids. Like I had 3 kids within 7-8 months. I had 3 kids in 8 months in 2020.
With one mother?
No, it's not possible. No, I'm sorry.
Oh, Anthony.
Yeah, it's I have 3. My kids have 3 different mothers. I'm married to my youngest son's mom, Lagelle.
All right, when did God get involved? What?
I've always had God in my life, but I never was just strictly focused on God. Like I was never in the Word. I wasn't never.
Yeah.
And I had a time in my life where I believed in God, but I didn't believe in Jesus. And I feel like this is like my awakening. It's like, why would you feel like that? And then I didn't get into the Word to realize that you can't get to the Father without going through the Son. So
when did that start?
I grew up in church. So maybe like when I got older, when I started, like when I kind of got out of church.
Yeah, but this serious relationship, when you finally got to the point of saying, Lord, I need you.
Actually been less than a year. It's probably been around December. I was on a tablet. I was in jail, and I was like, I wasn't praying hard, and so I was getting into stuff like, Lord, please get me out of this. Please get me out of this. Like, I'm sorry. I apologize. And like now I'm in here, and this time I'm thinking I'm in here for a long, long time, and so I'm like in the Word, just trying to do anything to keep my mind steady. And I had applied to Men of Valor. I seen it on a tablet. I didn't think I was going to be getting out of jail or anything, but I just applied to it, and then I started going to the D group when I was in jail, and then just like some of the testimonies and hearing other people's situations and stuff, and I was like, man, my life is really not that bad.
What about, but the rules, Anthony, you got to abide by the rules here. You got to be disciplined. Are these things that you're used to military discipline?
The rules here are really not that. They're not bad. I mean, they're strict guidelines, but once you like mature, like I've matured in the mind since I've been here, and I realize it's not just because, they don't want us to spend time with our family. It's people that have done some time and done some things that need to be reintroduced to society, that have to take these baby steps to get back into society, and it's well needed. Like, and I'm greatly appreciative of Men of Valor.
There's got to be a part of you that thinks, my Lord, I've got children from 3 different mothers. I've got to be an example to them. They're going to grow up and you've got to be their father. There's a lot of dads who cop out, but you now feel a responsibility.
Yeah, I've always been in their lives, but I haven't always been in their lives. If that makes sense. Sure, I've been around, but I wasn't as active as I should have been. Like,
but you don't realize it until Christ comes inside of you. Now you realize, I made this child. I've got an obligation to this child, Lord, for your glory, don't you?
Absolutely, and that's exactly what just hit me, especially being here and then like just seeing the type of people, like, the staff are not our fathers, but they treat us like, they care about us like they are our fathers, and it's like, it's different. It's like they taking up so much time with us, and they just really teaching me and showing me how I should really be treating my kids and like grooming them to be successful people in life.
Any concern, any worries that, man, I'll go back. I don't.
No, I got trust in God. I got faith in God. I don't worry about anything negative anymore. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen, but it's all in His plan.
Feels good to be clean, doesn't it?
It does. 10 months.
Ooh. All right. The program's put a word on it. Have you got a word for me?
Brotherhood.
All right. I don't think we've had that.
I got it from Psalms 133.
All right.
It says, "Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious ointment upon the head that ran down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard, that went down to the skirts of his garments, as the dew of Hermon, and as the dew that descended upon the mountains of Zion. For for there the Lord commanded the blessing, even life forevermore.
So is the brotherhood what you have here now?
Absolutely.
This Men of Valor?
Absolutely. And it's like when I thought about that verse, and I thought about Men of Valor, and I thought about that verse. I was like, seeing this verse from here, it's stored in my heart. Then I was like, this is the perfect verse for it, because like for us to live here in unity and do the things we're doing together, it's a blessing from the Lord. That for us to be able to do it, and how many people will support. Like just hearing how people really believe in us, man, that's amazing, because they can be doing stuff with other things with their time and their investments and everything, and they giving us a chance, like, and actually believing in us. It's a beautiful thing.
Man, I love your spirit. You're going to touch lives. Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you.
Well, I like the word brotherhood because, that's what Men of Valor stands for. We're dealing with men that have been incarcerated and have come out and their lives are being changed by other men who understand what they've gone through. And boy, I don't know about you, but I'm talking to them and I'm saying to myself, this guy needs to get out and be able to talk to other young men. He's been through so much. He's even been through the discipline of the military. And despite that, made some mistakes. But I'm going to pray for him. I want him to stay right. Take care of those kids. Be a man of faith, a man of God. Then go tell some other young man, here's what you need to do to get your life right. Thanks for joining us. Join us again next time as we put a word on it.